We are Hubdrive. Our vision is to empower people and organizations in HR management.
Hi, my name is Daniel Heller, and today I'm going to present you the releases and new features improvements that we have for Rollup 47. So here is the agenda for today. We're going to start talking about the AAU app. So this is the new app that we developed, and we're going to show you the new dashboards that were implemented. Then we're going to talk about the attendance adjustment. We also had more improvements in the adjustment for the attendance details for the employees. We have a new topic that is uh, parsing receipts using AI. Then we're going to move to GDPR improvements. So we have this data retention configuration. Then we have the hierarchy view that we also developed and put it back in the system. And last but not least, the tickets and bug fixes. So starting with the HR app, this it's important to mention that it's more focused for the German market because according to the local regulations, now the doctors they are submitting this to the ITSG database, and then we developed an integration with this database, and then we can retrieve those certificates back. The dashboards that we improved, they bring easy visualization for the HR managers, and also they are time saving. So those are the biggest benefits. So here we have one example. You can see all the sick leaves of the employees that they didn't return yet. So HR managers at first glance, they can see which employees are still on sick leave and also show important information as how many days. The second part that we have, the second table on this dashboard, it's about employees without valid employment terms. So employees that they don't have a valid employment term, they cannot, the HR managers, they cannot retrieve a sick certificate. So therefore, we show this so we can see that we have some employees here, the department that they are, and also shows some important information that's not filled yet in the system. This is a good reminder for the HR manager so he can complete this data and then he will be successful in retrieving a sick certificate. Then we have certificates that are being processed. So we already sent a request to ITSG and we're still waiting for an answer. Therefore, you see that they are not received yet. And we have also from and until when period here. We also have a new table where it shows which certificates were received. So HR managers, they don't have to go into each employee digital personal file and look for this information there. Everything is very easy to visualize at a glance. We have also the number, so this ID, we can check information. Maybe you need to verify for which certificate was that and so on. And therefore, we have this unique ID for each certificate that was requested. Again, we have dashboards, or in this dashboard, AAUs received again. So we have the type of response, so everything will be AAU. The beginning of the sickness and the employee and until when this employee will be sick, or the estimation until when he will be sick. Then the next topic that we have, it's about attendance adjustment. So now it's more efficient. The employees, they can submit the complete attendance. So instead of the old behavior that we had when you just submit one attendance detail, now employees, they can modify their own attendance. So everything as a whole, many attendance details, and submit for approval for the manager. This reduces human error, and also we have a complete overview of the time that you worked. So HR managers, supervisors, when they are receiving this attendance, they will see all the details. They can compare one to another and then decide if they approve or reject. So this is the process. We have an attendance for the day. You see that I have some details here. Then I have a button called adjustment. Once I click on this button, then I have many options. So I can change the date, I can change the time, and also the type. And then once everything is done, I just click on the button, submit. HR managers, supervisors, they are notified, and then they can continue with the process of approval or rejection. So Here I have my attendance, and let's say that I'm not happy with the attendance that I have. You can see that maybe I forgot to clock out before my break, and then I want to submit it for adjustment. So therefore I click in adjustment. The system now will redirect me to another page where I can then create an attendance detail the way I want. So it's saving the record. Okay, and here we are. So now it will load the information. And here on the side, you can see that I have the original records. So you see original attendance records. And here I have the ones that I can edit and then submit for an approval. You see that all of those fields I can change. So if I just click on the line, I can change the date, I can change the time. So there is this drop down where I could choose any time that I want. I'm gonna keep it like that. I can also change the type here. So if I just click on top and then click on the drop down, then I can also choose one of those options. But for now, I just want to change this one. So this can be done for every attendance detail. That's why you can submit the whole attendance for the day. But let's just go back half an hour. So I finished my lunch at 1 p.m. Once I'm happy with the results that I have it here, I can also add a comment. So I forgot to clock, and then you can submit the record. HR manager, supervisor, they also will receive this exactly same table. They can compare the values from the attendance adjustment with the original values and then decide if those are the correct entries or not, and then they can approve or reject. So now let's just wait until the record is saved. Okay, and another information that we have here, we have this business process flow where the employee also knows, okay, now I enter my adjustment. I'm just waiting for the approval. This is in progress. There's nothing I can do. Just wait for an answer. So this is the new process for submitting an attendance adjustment. Next topic, we have travel and receipts. So inside travel and receipts, we introduced AI, where employees now can just upload a picture, a photo of document of the receipt. The system then will use AI to parse this documentation, extract all the relevant information, and then feed the database. So this record is instantly created on your system, is fast, reliable, and also improve usability. So when you navigate to travel and receipts, you're gonna find this, where you just can scan the receipt. Once you scan the receipt, you can click on submit. Then the title, the receipt address, the amount, and also the date will be extracted and then submitted to your system. So here we have the entities that were mapped. So title, gross amount, and address. Now I would like to demonstrate how we can parse a receipt using AI. Therefore, I'm in this part of receipts in the solution. Here on the ribbon on top, I have upload receipt. I'm gonna click here. Then this pop-up will appear on your screen. And from here, you can then scan your receipt. So you're gonna have this already in your system. You're gonna have your receipt already scanned. Once I clicked here, then I have another page, so another window. From there, I'm gonna select where I have my receipt saved. Then I'm gonna open it. Now my receipt is here. So it's getting the information. It may take a few moments. I also have this tool where I can zoom in, zoom out, so I can see better details, you can also see that the receipt doesn't have to be in a very good shape. The system is already able to understand the information, and he will take the title. So from where this came from, you see if it's from IKEA. Then I have the address, I have the amount, and the date of the receipt. So for now, I just have to click on submit, and then I have to wait. The system now will be parsing that, and I'm gonna have the information inside the solution. So this may take a few moments. We are gonna wait a bit, and then we see the results. Okay, so now the receipt is uploaded. I can just close this one here, and I have to identify where it is. So I did several tests. You can see that they are here. I'm gonna open that, and then here inside I still can select who will be responsible for approval, who will be responsible for reimbursement, and then I can continue to process my receipt as the old way. And the next topic, we are moving to data retention. So data retention, it's compliant with the law. It's an automated deletion based on a template that you create. So no manual review is needed and also saves time for HR. Here we have the configuration, so very basic configuration that you need. Uh, in the digital personal file of this employee, we just have to worry about two fields, that is preparing dismissal. So we're gonna switch this toggle from no to yes. And it's important that you have an effective date. So the last day of this employee when he's not working anymore. When this day is reached, then there's a process that will erase the data that you select for this employee. So here we have a bit more advanced information, but you see that everything it's easy to configure because you have the names of the entities, not just the schema name. So HR managers are able to identify which fields should be erased. So you see that now we are targeting the employee. So HR manager is worried about which data from this employee they should erase. You see that it's important that the zip code, another example here, the address, the private mail, and so on. So this is fully customizable. You can add as many entities as you want. After that period, when the data retention is done, all of those data will be erased from your system. Now, moving to our next topic, we have the hierarchy view. And they were previously deprecated by Microsoft, but then we did some internal development and then we brought them back. We made for departments and employees. I have two examples for you. So for departments, you can see that I have this view active departments. I have the departments list, and in front of it, I have the icon of the hierarchy. If I click on this icon, the system will throw this for you, so this page. And here you can see that I have the parent department and also all the departments that belong underneath. I created this structure. There are no big limits of how many departments. You can also zoom in, zoom out, and see more relevant information. Then important here, you can see head of department, the FT, headcount, and vacancies if applicable or not. So if you're hiring someone for this department. Then we also have for employees. Uh, Different from the departments here, I didn't add hierarchy between a few of those employees. So you can see the difference between the ones that have hierarchy and the ones that don't. So in this case, all of those are important for our case, right? If you would click on this icon, then you'd have this similar structure as the department. So who's the person above and everyone underneath them. Also, important information, we have the first name, last name. You can also point out birthday and like more information like the email address here. So that was all about the hierarchy view. Then we have tickets and bug fixes. I have here a list of major tickets that were solved, but you can also find this information into our web page. And that was it for today. Thank you for watching.